Bruh, did you guys know that PlayStation fanboys saved the Xbox? Well, I didn't either until I saw this brilliantly made video by the amazing Lucas, the smartest man on the platform, and I just thought I'd share his wisdom with all of you.
So let me just say this, something that I think is universally known at this point. Xbox is trash. It's that simple. It's that simple. Xbox is complete trash. Just absolute garbage. And the only thing worse than Xbox are the fan base. Imagine being a fan of Xbox. Imagine being a fan of a trash console, because it's not a gaming console, as I've made perfectly clear. Because in order to be a gaming console, you have to have games, right?
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack with this little intro here. First of all, why is Xbox's trash just randomly floating across the screen? Like, it's not gonna help your argument. It's just kinda cringe, bro. Second of all, yes, Xbox fanboys are pretty bad, but PlayStation fanboys are nowhere near better. You both worship companies that don't give a fuck about you. And you're just stuck in this endless argument of my plastic box better than your plastic box. Last but not least, Xbox has no games. You say this in literally every video. And in every video that I do about you, I disprove it in like less than 10 seconds. So I'll just take the clip I showed from the first video, which is the same clip I showed in the second video of all the exclusives that Xbox indeed has, which is kind of an outdated list as well. It's like 4 months old, and since then there have been more Xbox exclusives announced.
They have no games. They have none. Zilch, zero, nada.
The weekend, we got the game pass. We got the game pass.
Listen, I'm sure we're all aware of what happened recently, right? I'm sure we're all aware of why we're doing this video right now, and that is Xbox and their just bountiful wisdom. That is Xbox, right? Just nothing but wisdom and just quality, right?
Just in case you guys didn't know it yet, he thinks Xbox is trash. That's why he puts the message on the screen every 5 seconds. I don't know what purpose it serves, but it's really fucking cringy, to be honest.
Xbox is thinking, since our player base, right, since our fan base, people who actually went out and bought an Xbox, well, they're pretty much vegetables, right? I'm sure they're vegetables. They don't have a problem throwing away their money, because that's what you would have to do in order to buy an Xbox if it wasn't from a bet, okay? Which is why I have mine. If it was not from a bet and it wasn't a troll, and you genuinely purchase an Xbox because you think there's going to be games coming or something, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I wish your caretaker the best. Xbox, Microsoft was thinking, well, since our fan base is already just, vegetables as is, they're probably potatoes, why don't we increase the price for everything?
Yeah, mate, that's not what happened now, is it? They didn't try to increase the price on everything. They tried to increase the price on Xbox Live from $60 a year to $112 a year, but then a bunch of people got upset, so they didn't do it. That's what happened. Please don't lie to your idiot fan base. We both know they're too stupid to use Google and fact check what you've said.
Anyways, so they increase the prices, $5 here, $11 here, and then the kicker hits. Xbox Gold, Xbox Live Gold, 6 months, $20 increase. So that means, for those of you who may not do math, you know who you are, 6 months, $60, okay? So for a year, right, which is 12 months, that's 60 plus another 60, $120 a year.
You know someone's audience is stupid when they literally have to explain to them that there are 12 months in a year and that 60 plus 60 is 120.
For you to play gunk. Bruh.
This is another thing I have to point out every single time I make a video on this guy. And that is that he says that Xbox has no games, but also their games suck. Which those are conflicting ideas, mate. Do they have games? Do they not have games? Do their games suck? I don't know, man. But clearly they do have games. You know they have games, otherwise you wouldn't mention them. And I know why you pick Gunk. I know why you always make fun of Gunk and that's the only game you really mention. It's because to you it looks like a kiddie game, right? It's like some low budget, cartoony looking game, and that's why it's bad. To you it's bad because it's original, it's actually different from other games, you know? Unlike most PlayStation exclusives, which are all third-person action games with stealth elements. Like literally every single PlayStation exclusive is the same. The only difference is like, oh, this one has linear levels, this one is an open world, this one has bow and arrow, this one has guns. The gameplay in all of them are exactly the same, pretty much. And no, I'm not some Xbox fanboy, I don't have an Xbox or a PlayStation, I just have my Nintendo Switch, but mainly I play on my PC, and I really do not care about what anti-consumer practices happen on the Xbox and PlayStation. Mainly because they don't affect me, but also because the people that use an Xbox or PlayStation bought the console. Like, you chose to play on that machine, I don't give a shit if you get scammed by it. Then why make videos about these people that play on console that like rip on PC or rip on each other's consoles? Well, it's very simple. Either one, they have the delusion that their plastic box somehow is better than a PC, which it isn't. Or they think that their plastic box is better than the other plastic box, and they use shitty arguments and no logic at all to get their point across. And I think The Amazing Lucas is a perfect example of that. This video is literally just Lucas making fun of the Xbox because Microsoft wanted to double the yearly price for Xbox Live. Now obviously that is a bad thing, but Lucas will never make a video about all the anti-consumer practices Sony does. He will either ignore them or try to spin them into a good direction, pretend that they're a good thing. Like the fact that Xbox has way more backwards compatibility than PlayStation. Lucas will say something like, oh, but we don't want to play old games on PlayStation, we want new games. The Xbox peasants just want to play old games because they're never gonna get any new games. That's something like that he would probably say. He'll never mention things like how PlayStation is censoring their games so much to the point that the Nintendo Switch is now a more mature console because Nintendo will actually show nudity and not censor it like Sony is doing right now. Another thing Lucas does is like make fun of Xbox for quote unquote not having games and then proceed to make fun of the games that they do have, which is fucking stupid. Those things conflict with each other and they can't both be true at the same time. It is also something that makes it really boring to make videos about fucking Lucas. The only reason I do it at this point, I'm gonna be really honest, is because his name gets me views. Because in every single one of his videos, he brings up the same retarded arguments, and I have to debunk them using the same fucking facts. Like, in every single video I've made on Lucas, I've shown the slideshow of the Xbox exclusives multiple times. He will also just lie to his fans blatantly, which is another reason for me to make videos debunking the dumb shit he says. Like literally, look what he says in like the next 5 seconds of his video.
Do you understand? They were going to charge you $120 for no extra value. They don't add anything, right? They're not giving you anything. They're charging you more for literally less.
They were not charging more for less, they were charging more for the exact same. The way he says it makes people that watch it think that it's worse than it actually is. It makes them think that Microsoft is charging you more money but taking features away, which they aren't. What they're doing is still fucked up, but he makes it seem way worse. He also said earlier in the video that they're raising the prices on everything, which wasn't true. They only tried to raise the price on this thing and people got upset, so it failed. And honestly right now I'm done with the fucking video. I really don't want to play any more of it. This is what happens, pretty much what he says. Okay, Xbox fanboys apparently loved the fact that the price was raised, and I'm guessing, yeah, a couple of hardcore fanboys tried defending it, but they're retarded. But it's what really gets me with this is that when he says that, he also himself makes excuses for PlayStation raising the price to $70.
Charging $60 for games. Excuse me, $70 for games. $10. $10 additional.
He literally goes like, it's only $10, so it doesn't matter. It's not that it doesn't matter, and yes, it isn't as bad as what Xbox tried to pull here, but it's still bad, and you're still just going like, oh, it doesn't matter, man. I'm getting way too upset about this. Essentially, what he says is PlayStation fucking saved the Xbox because they were the only ones that told Microsoft to fuck off and that they couldn't do this. And that's why Microsoft stopped, you know, because Microsoft always listens to PlayStation fanboys and never to their own fans. Anyway, this is the end of the video. Wasn't much of a video. Just me getting upset, but okay. Bye.